Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Steph and today I'm going to review the 24HD Touch tablet by Wacom. The Cintiq tablet. Pretty awesome, has touch capability, so you can press it and do things. I used to own the 12WX back in the day, that's a smaller tablet before they replaced it with the 13HD that they have now. It was a good tablet, but the screen itself was kind of dim, it paled in comparison to some of the other screens in my setup. So I'd gotten rid of it a few years ago. And ever since then, I sort of missed it. The idea of drawing on a monitor is just awesome. It opens up so many possibilities as far as creating efficiencies in your workflow and making things more precise and better in general. So I wanted to get a tablet for a long time, and this guy came out, and I thought it was time to take the plunge. This is a very heavy tablet. It comes with a stand. It clocks in at almost 64 pounds. So when you get this guy, it comes in an absolutely ginormous box. It's like this thing that's a crate, just big. The stand itself is pretty awesome. You have a lot of control in terms of the tilt angle as well as how far it sort of comes at you. That's pretty good, nice and bottom heavy, so no weirdness is going to happen. You can also flatten out the tablet completely if you want, so you can have more of a desk Surface-esque experience. So let's talk a little bit about the specifications. Starting off with the screen, it's a 24-inch screen, 1920 by 1200 resolution, so not 1080p, a little bit more than that. It's a 16:10 ratio as opposed to 16:9, which is what most monitors these days are. 97% of the Adobe RGB color gamut, so in theory that would give you very nice color reproduction when you're working. And that's markedly higher than most monitors you'll buy. Say for example the Apple Cinema display I have at home, the 27-incher, the DisplayPort edition, not the Thunderbolt one, although I think they're the same as far as the actual monitor specs go. It's only at around 80%, I believe. So it is a marked improvement. Although if you look at this, the Cintiq versus the Cinema display, it looks kind of paler, and I think that's because it's just more accurate. At least that's my theory. Now this particular model of the Cintiq supports the DVI output as well as DisplayPort output. Now onto the tablet itself and how you would use it. Well, if you ever owned an Intuos or any Cintiq before, it's pretty much the same. You have a pen, you have a ton of pressure sensitivity, tilt, all kinds of stuff like that. So it's great for painters, it's great for illustrators or whatever. So you have that, and that works very well. The only thing is the calibration can be a little testy at times. I have had to recalibrate a few times to try to get the point of the pen to line up nicely with where the actual cursor shows up on the screen. There's express keys on the left and right side. They're mirrored completely, so this tablet is non-discriminatory when it comes to whether or not you're left-handed or right-handed. It doesn't care. Either way, you're good. And these are programmable keys, so you can make them really do anything you want, whether it's control, modifier, or show desktop or undo. And the touch wheel itself as well can be programmed to brush size or zoom or whatever. Now one of the interesting things about this tablet, because it's part touch and part pen, is that you're able to draw and do your thing as well while working with it in a multi-touch capacity. So if you're in Photoshop, you can zoom in and out, rotate, pan around and stuff like that, so you don't have to go back to the keyboard to do that kind of stuff, which is pretty awesome. And it's pretty good at detecting what's really going on and not having it so that your drawing hand is mucking up the touch itself. So it works quite well. You also have some buttons at the top for info, keyboard, and touch enable on and off. So the info button will show you the layout of what's going on in terms of what your express keys and your touch wheel and all that stuff is assigned to. And the keyboard button will bring up a keyboard so you can type away. Let's go back to this keyboard. It's a bit clunky, it's not like an iPad, So if you struggle at all on an iPad, you're probably gonna hate this particular thing. And honestly, like, I would not use it like that anyway. If you're in Skype or something and you're working, or if you're working and then you go to Skype and you want to just type something in, tell your friends, blah, 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 I'm busy, go away, it'll probably be just faster if you go to the keyboard. Because the sensitivity is it's a bit off. And that brings me to another point. The touch itself, the multi-touch, it works very well. but it's still not quite like an iPad or an iPhone or an Android device or whatever have you is. It's just not quite there. It works very well, but there's a little bit of feel. It's sometimes undersensitive. So as long as you're not expecting to have that kind of experience and you use it more as a value-added feature as opposed to a tentpole feature, then you won't be disappointed at all. That being said, though, as I mentioned before, you can do more with it as well. You can do the multi-touch. You can have multiple people working with it. It's just not the exact same experience. I think maybe after you get used to sort of how it feels, then it might be totally okay for any kind of touch-based application. So overall, it's a pretty awesome tablet. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. There's not much else like this, I think, out there right now, at least not in my realm of knowledge. It's pretty expensive though. I paid over $4,000 Canadian for it after tax. Definitely hefty price tag, but there's a nice combination of features and basic utility. You know, drawing and painting does it awesomely. The additional features of the touch are great. They ultimately add a lot, and you can use them beyond that as well if you want. The stand is heavy duty. It's awesome. These little things here are awesome. Everything about it just exudes an awesome build and works pretty harmoniously together. So I would say it's worth buying if it's an investment that's going to pay you back. So if this is something that you do and it'll make you more productive, and when I say do, I mean like you're a designer, you're an illustrator, this will make your work better. If that's the case, then it's definitely worth buying. However, if you're just learning or exploring and maybe you want to up your game a little bit, you probably don't want to go this far. You know, if you're on a Bamboo now, you know, just jump to the Intuos or maybe the smaller Cintiq. They have the 13HD now, which is I think $1,000 USD, which is a great price point, I think. And it's nice that they finally refreshed the 12WX that I used to own there. So that's it for my review of the Wacom Cintiq 24HD Touch tablet. If you like this video, please thumbs it up. If you don't like it, thumbs it down, because that's only fair. And if you have any thoughts, leave a comment below. If you have any questions about the tablet, I'll be happy to answer them. I'll be doing more content like this video as well in the future, reviewing other things, as well as continuing my training/tutorial series on various other motion graphics / design-based things as well. So subscribe if you'd like to see more of that kind of content. Thanks for watching, and till next time.